In today's video, we are going to discuss how the Ravens' legal woes with one of their players has been decided, and the NFL has come up with their decision regarding a player's fate. And the Ravens continue to play hand grenades and horseshoes, and I'll explain what that means a little later in the video. And we will be discussing some headlines that I think are utterly ridiculous and just downright funny. All that and more coming up now. Yes. We are less than a week away from the NFL draft, but there has been a little bit of news, nothing really heavy, but just a few things that give us something to talk about. First and foremost, we're going to discuss NFL has concluded their investigation into the Zay Flowers incident, which was really no incident at all because Zay Flowers was not charged with a crime, nor was he arrested. But sometimes with the NFL, you don't have to be proven guilty to violate league policy. If you shine a bad light on the NFL or make them look bad as a business as a whole, they will find some way to set an example out of you to make sure that the NFL is not painted in a certain picture or a certain light, especially with some of the transgressions that used to happen in the past. They're trying to get away from that. So Zay Flowers will not be suspended any games. There have been some Ravens fans that thought that Zay Flowers may miss up to 4 games. There may have been some in the organization that thought Flowers was going to be suspended as well, and they were trying to make moves to get a wide receiver just to come in and hold serve until that suspension was over. But luckily for us, he will not miss any time. He's good to go. And that leads me to the next topic. Speaking of replacements, just in case he got suspended, or just when you want to speak about running mates, somebody to put opposite Zay Flowers that gives the Ravens an even better chance of obtaining and finally getting that Super Bowl. There have been many rumors flying around these last few weeks, but it just came out that, of course, like I said in the beginning of the video, the Ravens love to continue to play hand grenades and horseshoes. And if you know the phrase, if you know the saying, it says almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. And for the Baltimore Ravens, when it comes to obtaining, when it comes to signing, when it comes to bringing in offensive talent, it was, we almost got this guy, or we tried very hard, but we didn't get that guy. It's almost. And we give them so much credit for almost getting guys. Everybody knows, almost doesn't count. We almost had Derrick Henry last year, but we didn't get him. So with this, there's a rumor out there that says the Ravens, during the time around that they signed Odell Beckham Jr., were in pursuit of a trade for Courtland Sutton of the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton was not happy with that team, and he was trying to break it up and bring in the people that he wanted to bring in. Somehow the deal fell through. The Ravens went with Odell Beckham Jr., and the rest is history. So now are the Ravens trying to revisit this trade that they were seeking and bring Courtland Sutton into the fold? For me personally, if they get him, cool. He's better than what we have. But I am still in the camp of, if available, go out and get Brandon Ayuk. And Ravens fans, Ravens flock, whomever you are, if you are a fan of this team, I need you to do one thing for me. Get out of this poverty mentality. Get out of this poverty mentality of we can't afford, we can't get this, we can't pay for that. Teams can pay for what they want to pay for. If they truly cover the player, they will spend the money necessary to get. And when the Brandon Ayuk thing came up, everybody said, why get Brandon Ayuk when you got Courtland Sutton right here on the side? And he's much cheaper. Why are we going for a cheaper option? If we can get somebody better, go for the better option. Go for the guy that you know can help you. And I'm not saying Courtland Sutton can't help us. But for me and my money, I'm going for the sure thing. And more importantly, I'm going for the guy that can stay healthy. Courtland Sutton has maybe 2 out of his 6 seasons played in almost every game. And in all the other 4 seasons, he's missed games. And in 2020, I believe he played in only 1 game. So now you want to put all this in on a guy that cannot stay healthy. And I'm not saying that this guy is not productive, but he can't stay healthy. And he's had 1,000-yard season, which was back in 2019. I know a lot had to do with quarterback play and a whole bunch of other things, but still, you want to go cheaper and put your eggs in this basket just because it's going to cost you less. But your meal ain't going to taste as good. You're not going to get full. You're not going to be satisfied. But that's what you want to go with. Where in 6 years, Courtland Sutton has 4,259 yards and 24 touchdowns. In 6 years. And I'm not saying that's bad, because quite frankly, if you put him in the pantheon of Ravens wide receivers, he would be in the top 3, unfortunately. But if you look at Brandon Ayuk, in 4 seasons, he has 3,931 yards and 25 touchdowns. So 2 less seasons and 300 approximate less yards. and 1 more touchdown. And Ayuk has gotten better each and every season. And this is being the 3rd or 4th option on his team. So scrap the money, get people in here that can play. Stop worrying about how much somebody's going to make. Worry about if they can make this team better. Worry about if the Ravens are going to go after somebody and actually secure them instead of saying, tried, but we just couldn't get it done. This ain't working for us. Zay Flowers told me he needs somebody on the other side to take away that coverage. He can't continue to be throwing the ball on 6 and 7 consecutive downs, weighing him out. You don't want to burn a young man out. Get him some help. Also in the news, I haven't heard, J.K. Dobbins signed today his 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, a lot of Ravens fans are up in arms because Jim Harbaugh is making the Ravens West. We already got Ravens North with the New York Jets. Now we have Ravens West with the Los Angeles Chargers taking on a lot of our former players and our former offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, even though he was with Jim Harbaugh first. And this signing has got a lot of Ravens fans up in arms because they're like, God dang, how many people are you going to poach from this team? But more importantly, 2 years ago, J.K. Dobbins was complaining in the playoff loss to the Cincinnati Bengals about, why aren't you putting everything on me? I'm supposed to be your bell cow. I'm supposed to be your workhorse. Put it all on me. We can't get it done with this low amount of carries every single game. And at that time, I don't think he got more than 17 carries in any game. In any game he's played as a Raven, he's not had more than 17 carries. So now you're going to sign with the team that employs the man that you said did you dirty. A lot of people are mad, but what some people don't realize is this young man is coming off of an injury-prone career, and a lot of teams don't have belief in him. You got to get your money where you can get it, whether you like the situation or not. This is essentially a prove-it deal to him, and it's also a year that he can kind of get back healthy if the Chargers lean on Gus Edwards. So if he can put up some decent numbers and play in all 17 games in the playoffs, if they possibly make it, he's going to make himself more money. So if he has to bite the bullet for 1 season, I get it. But a lot of people are saying, why would you go do that? It's kind of stupid. But you want to know what's stupid? I'm going to tell you what's stupid. What's stupid is the articles that I've been reading today or this week. The first article said the Ravens have a clear plan to replace J.K. Dobbins. And I thought to myself, they have a clear plan to replace J.K. Dobbins. Because if I go back into my memory banks, I can remember when they said the plan was to re-sign J.K. and to re-sign Gus. That was the plan. That's what they said in that first press conference. So now that they didn't both sign with the Chargers, now it's they had a clear plan. Like really, I understand slow time. Get it. Struggle to find content, because I struggle to find content, so I don't put out as many videos because I struggle with it. But just don't make up, just don't start making up stuff just to say out your mouth. They had a clear plan. What was the clear plan? Because they have yet to sign anybody, and I know JK just signed today. They said he was signing earlier this week, but he's literally signed today. Well, I guess it's yesterday because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So he signed literally yesterday, but they had a feeling that he wasn't going to re-sign with the Ravens. So what was this clear plan? Publication? What was the plan? I just want to know, since they had it, since it's so clear, because it wasn't clear to me. So I need you to make it clear. Then, same publication that came out with an article and said that the latest Baltimore Ravens strategy was a genius strategy to show how they were going to build the O-line in the draft. Did they mean this draft? So they were going to fill all 3 of those spots and get J.K. Dobbins replacement in this draft? Is that what they're saying? Because I'm struggling to keep up with this genius plan that you had 2 free agents let them go, and in the midst of this, you trade starting right tackle. But you know that you're going to go in the draft and get exactly all the players that you want. You're going to do that. The same team that is inevitably, and I bet my life on this, they're going to draft defense with at least 4 picks or 5 picks. So you got 4 picks going to defense, maybe 5. Then it leaves you with 4 or 5 picks. One of them has to go to a running back. One of them has to go to a wide receiver. So out of those, let's say 5, you got 3 picks. And out of those 3 picks, you're going to take offensive linemen, and you're going to hit on all 3 of them, even though you have not been very successful hitting on offensive linemen since 2019. So that's the genius plan. You're going to fill all the spots that you need to fill on this offensive line. Once again, I understand it's not a lot of content out there. Just stop making up stuff. Please just stop making up stuff. Because then it gets worse. Because the last article I'm going to bring up, because it's getting a little redundant with this. The last article I'm going to bring up, they talked about how the signing of Deontay Hardy was going to keep the Ravens special teams elite in 2024. This had me take a step back for a second and say to myself, are these guys actually watching the Baltimore Ravens? Are they covering the Ravens, or are they one of these people that just, pull stuff out of thin air like, whew, news? Got it. Are they one of those people? Because the Ravens special teams has not been elite for at least 2 or 3 seasons. I think they were ranked in the middle of the pack. If I'm not mistaken, they came in at number 16 last season. So if you're at 16 out of 32, how does that make you elite? And I think they were even worse the year before, because we did some videos on John Harbaugh's a special teams coach, but his special teams isn't special. So once again, you're making up stuff. When were the Ravens special teams elite? Not saying they were bad, they weren't elite. The thing with us is a lot of people come and say that we're negative or question everything that the team does. No, we question stuff that just don't make sense sometimes. It's okay to have your own opinion. It's okay to say, hey, I didn't like that move. Well, I like that move, or I don't care one way or another. Couldn't care less. But my thing is, regardless of how I feel or where I get my opinions from or how I formulate my opinions, I don't just make stuff up. I do my research, look stuff up, track things. I remember things. Like, it's a culmination. I don't just come out and say, oh, that was dumb. Can't believe they did that. It's through research. So for me, these articles are a little bit irresponsible, because now it's just like you just making things up because you do articles every day. And I get it. It's hard for me to do videos every 2 or 3 days because it's not that much news. And you're doing articles multiple times a day. Get it. It's hard to come up with content. It's hard to keep people engaged. But please, just please, for the love of everything holy, stop making up stuff about this team. Special teams is not elite. I think that they had a plan for the offensive line, but I wouldn't call it genius. And I don't think that they had a clear plan to replace J.K. Dobbins, because there was a point in time where they thought they were going to re-sign him. Appreciate you all for hanging out once again. I'm just having fun, just trying to find some levity in a dull time. There's not much going on. Just trying to find the humor in a lot of things, report a little bit of news, make a couple videos, do a couple things. Once again, appreciate everybody. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, share with your friends, help with this algorithm to push this channel. We are 22 subs. 21 subs away from 4,000. So I would appreciate it if you guys just, some of you guys watch, it's a bunch of you guys watching the videos. I see the numbers, I can tell. It's a bunch of you guys watching the video. Not subscribe, please. Hit the like button, comment. Like, don't like, indifferent, it don't matter. Help push this, help get this channel up there. And also, if you want to support this channel further, make sure you go over to patreon.com/ROUG. Sign up. They have football leagues, a couple football leagues, in the ring. I want to bring the belt out because I don't feel like getting it, but have a couple of leagues that we have. Sign up for that. We got the Discord. We got the videos that you can possibly be a part of or make suggestions for, or anything you want to do. This is a community. We do things as one. So once again, if you wish to help out, sign up, become a patron, because we give back. And it's not just me, it's LBHT, Open Mike, Man Dre, collectively, Coach Evans. We give back, and we're building something really special. So if you want to get in on the ground, make sure you come do it and hang out with your boy. So until next time, till the next video, hopefully something happens later today, and I'll be making another video later tonight. But if not, it's a roster. And don't forget, as always, it's your boy.